Nexgen-Advanced Fuel Systems is a premier fuel systems diagnostic testing and overhaul facility located just north of Houston, Texas, specializing in GE Frame 7FA DLN 2.6 and Siemens 501F fuel nozzles. In our state-of-the-art climate-controlled facility, we inspect, test, and overhaul advanced fuel nozzles used in peaking, intermediate, or baseload operations. We know how important it is to minimize temperature spreads as well as meeting NOx and carbon emissions. That's why we meet or exceed OEM flow specifications. Accuracy and repeatability are key elements in our advanced fuel systems diagnostic and overhaul processes, procedures, and capabilities. Here, we will show the process for overhauling the GE Frame 7FA DLN 2.6. When your parts arrive at Nexgen, they're unloaded into test stands and brought into our climate-controlled facility by a fuel nozzle technician. The provided serial numbers are then matched to those on the end covers and any discrepancies are noted. We then perform an incoming flow test on the PM1, PM2, PM3, purge air, and diffusion air circuits. The fuel nozzles are then disassembled and the atomized air tubes are polished. Once disassembled, the end covers are pressure tested, looking for PM2 and PM3 insert leaks. The end covers, hardware, PM1, PM2, PM3 fuel tips, and blank water tubes are then cleaned via glass bead blast. Once cleaned, they're loaded into our ultrasonic cleaner, where all the internal debris is removed and verified by borescope. We then inspect the PM1, PM2, and PM3 tips, as well as recording the serial and drawing numbers. Next, we inspect the atomizing air tubes, as well as the blank water assembly tubes. The final portion of the inspection includes the end covers and the inspection of the mounting hardware. Once the inspection is complete, our engineer reviews the inspection results and issues a report. As soon as the suggested repairs are approved by the customer, the repair process begins. This process includes replacement parts, chemical cleaning, reassembly, and final flow test. Upon final engineering review, we wipe the fuel nozzle assembly clean, install protection on flanges and tips, and package the container for shipment back to the customer. Another unit that we frequently service is the Siemens 501F support housings. As with all parts we receive, they are unloaded into test stands and brought into our climate-controlled facility by a fuel nozzle technician, where they are visually inspected and the serial numbers recorded. In addition, they are ultrasonically and chemically cleaned, as well as glass bead blasted. We perform a gauge hole alignment to determine hole angles for proper mixing of fuel and air. Next, a pin check is done in order to determine an acceptable hole diameter for proper flow. Following the pin check, we perform an OD wear check in order to maintain wall thickness for strength. Should the rockets need replacement, we remove the defective rockets and replace them with new ones. Aside from the gas-only flow test, we also perform liquid flow tests for dual-fuel fuel nozzles. At Nexgen, our goal is to provide quality repair at a competitive price in order to extend the life of your parts. We hope that we may be of potential service to you and your company. If you have any questions or would like to learn more, please feel free to contact us at nexgen-afs.com.